Hi, I'm Allie Slagle. Welcome to my van and my camping stove. I am in Joshua Tree National Park and I'm going to be making an egg in a hole, but the hole is a bagel hole. So it's a bagel egg in a hole. I published this recipe on Food 52 6 years ago, and part of me wondered if it was a little silly or a gimmick, but really, I think it's pretty smart because when you make an egg in a hole, you have to cut out a hole in the middle of a piece of bread, but the bagel already has a hole. The recipe is pretty self-explanatory in that you're cooking an egg in the middle of a bagel hole, but it's also kind of smart because you don't have to toast a bagel separately than cooking the egg, and it's kind of a nice way to split one bagel for 2 servings. Our last on-the-road van cooking episode was in the rainy forest of Oregon, along the Oregon coast. Look at that. I made that on a camp stove. We're now in the desert of Southern California, so we have driven down the Oregon coast. We went all the way down the one. We camped in parks. We camped on the beach one night. That was really fun. And now we're here in the desert and it's hot, and a bagel egg in a hole is a really impractical thing to make right now, but that's what we're gonna do. First thing you need to do is cut your bagel in half. Ta-da! And then your egg is gonna go right in there. So if your bagel hole is a little small and you don't think a yolk will fit, you can just pick out some of the middle. When I developed this recipe, I really liked making this with Montreal style bagels just because there's less bread and more hole in the middle, so it kind of was the perfect thing. So, bigger hole. All right, then we are gonna crack our eggs. So I think you definitely could crack the egg right in the middle of the bagel in the skillet, but I found sometimes that when you just crack the egg, the white goes in first and then you don't really have enough room for the yolk to sit, and then the yolk kind of like flops on the side. So I do like to crack the egg in something else and help scoot the yolk in first before the white. So I'm gonna do a little slick of olive oil. So then I'm gonna put the bagel in cut side down. Now, egg is going in. Ooh. We are on an uneven surface, so the whole bagel just kind of went like this in the pan, but it's fine. So I'm gonna cover this with a lid. This is the universal lid, which I love. It even works on small skillets because the weight of the handle offsets whatever weight you don't have over here. And then you just let it cook. When I developed this recipe, I tried flipping the bagel in the egg. I tried kind of like basting the yolk with olive oil. I tried putting it in the oven. And I found that this just like covering the skillet was the easiest way to cook through the egg without overcooking it. But if you are having issues with getting your egg cooked, some people have found that broiling is the best way. So you could also do that. Start it like this and then just put it in the broiler so that the top of the bagel and the top of the egg cooks through. Now we wait. This one has a furly edge because I didn't make the hole big enough, but I'm kind of into it. Just a little salt. I did think about like how you could like jazz this up, but I think this is pretty good all on its own. But I think you could like add shredded cheese on top and melt it with the egg. You could cook bacon first and then cook the whole thing in bacon fat. The usual like, what do you do to an egg? Do that here too. Mmm, such a crispy bottom. I mean, it's a bagel and it's an egg at once, but the egg is crispy on the bottom and the bagel's crispy on the bottom. The bagel's warm all the way through. It's like the perfect 3-minute ordeal. It's really fun to make and see what shapes the eggs make. So I'm gonna do another one just for kicks. And I'm gonna eat these. Okay, thanks for watching. Yeah, this yolk broke, so I'm over it.